Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 dragons from Game of Thrones and House of the Dragon.
Where are my dragons?
For this list, we're looking at the most powerful, most memorable, and most standout fiery steeds from Game of Thrones and House of the Dragon. We'll be pulling slightly from the book material to flesh out some details, though we'll be avoiding any events that have yet to appear on screen. However, if you're not up to date with the shows, this is your official spoiler disclaimer. Which dragon would you be most afraid to slay? Ignite the comments with your favorites. Number 10. Rhaegal. The rebirth of dragons was a big deal, even in a fantasy world like Westeros. Rhaegal and his brothers were the first to reappear for centuries, and they did not disappoint. He might not get as much attention as his kin, but Rhaegal is fiercely loyal to his mother. He's named after Daenerys' older brother Rhaegar, and he sports the same battle prowess. He holds his own during the aerial duel with the Night King, managing to inflict costly damage onto the undead Viserion. His heartbreaking death at the hands of Euron Greyjoy's scorpion crossbow is one of the last straws that leads to Dany's madness. If your ideal dragon has green scales, a mild temper, and strong protective instincts, Rhaegal is the model for you. Number 9. The Cannibal. Our next ominously named entry has not appeared on either show, yet. Like Westeros' own Loch Ness Monster, this cryptid supposedly roamed Dragonstone even before the Targaryens landed. Though much of the cannibal is shrouded in tall tales, he's hailed as untamed, and rumored to devour his own kind, hence the name.
What do dragons eat, anyway?
Whatever they want.
Any riders foolish enough to try and break him were said to become skeletons that dressed his cave. He's possibly one of the oldest dragons to have ever lived, and some fans have speculated that he might appear in House of the Dragon. Though nothing has been confirmed, imagine how cool it would be to see the fire breathers that we've already met face off against such a mythological colossus. Number 8. Meleys. Written by the queen who never was. She's a beast that truly is. Dubbed the Red Queen for her crimson scales, Meleys has been the mount of several notable Targaryens. Both Viserys and Daemon had their first ride on Meleys when they were just days old. However, it's in the hands of Princess Rhaenys that she's been at her most majestic. Meleys escorted Rhaenys on her wedding day, and takes part in the epic conclusion to House of the Dragon's penultimate Season 1 episode. During young Aegon's contested coronation, Rhaenys bursts in on the back of Meleys. Though her roar is not followed by dragonfire, this badass moment no doubt declares the wars to come. We've likely not seen the last of either queen. Number 7. Sheepstealer. Sheepstealer is another product of George R.R. Martin's literature that we hope ends up on screen. His eponymous name comes from a diet of cattle.
Our sheep are prettier, after all.
Described as muddy in coloration, Sheepstealer is ridden by a young girl named Nettles, who allegedly matches his ugly duckling appearance. We've yet to see any dragon bond with a character of non-noble birth, and that could make them both combustible personalities who would be welcome on the show.
But Rhaenyra had dragons. She, Daemon, and Rhaenys rode huge and formidable beasts, and 3 of her 5 sons were riders as well.
Sheepstealer joins the Cannibal as one of the few truly wild known dragons, making him an enigma and fodder for plenty of exciting revelations.
Down at the night, they kill my sheep.
Number 6. Sunfyre the Golden. He is the most beautiful dragon in all Westerosi history, according to some maesters.
You must hold mastery over your dragon,
I Darla Rota got vespers of me.
as Prince Aegon has with Sunfire.
Graced with sterling golden skin, Sunfire eventually becomes the mount of the new King Aegon II in the Fire and Blood source material. During the upcoming Civil War, known to book readers as the Dance of Dragons, Sunfire should prove to be one of the most powerful and combat-effective warriors against both dragons and men.
Dragons are intelligent. More intelligent than men, according to some maesters. They have affection for their friends and fury for their enemies.
Tyrion taught us that dragons could be as clever as men, and maybe the Golden will teach us that they can be just as human.
Here to help. Don't eat the help.
Number 5. Caraxes. Like a dog taking after its owner, or a wand after its wizard, the dragon sometimes mirrors its rider. Such is the case with the treacherous Caraxes, who yields to the incautious Prince Daemon Targaryen. The Bloodworm, as he's nicknamed, fights just as madly as his master. He even looks demonic, wreathed in red scales, horns, and satanic yellow eyes.
Give me your hand.
He's one of the first dragons we see in House of the Dragon, and it is a fittingly bold introduction. But Daemon makes sure that any first introduction on the battlefield is marked fittingly by fire and blood. Number 4. Viserion. He's the second of the great Khaleesi's 3 children.
I'd say you get used to them. You never really do.
Like Rhaegal, Viserion stands steadfast by Daenerys for as long as the earthly powers allow him to do so. Dany named him for her brother Viserys, as she believed that the dragon would become the ally that Viserys never was. Cream-colored, somewhat disobedient, and always fearsome, Viserion is the first dragon to perish tragically before our eyes. He falls to the Night King's ice spear, and is resurrected into the arguably more destructive but less lovable Dragon White. Though this Viserion unforgettably brings down part of the wall, it's his living form that was cherished by Dany, and earns our hearts for his reptilian prowess. Number 3. Vhagar.
It wasn't just Aegon riding his dragon. It was Rhaenys and Visenya too.
Correct. Student of history, are you?
Rhaenys rode Meraxes. Visenya rode Vhagar.
Though we've never seen Aegon's conquest, we hear ominously about how he conquered the 7 kingdoms with his sisters Rhaenys and Visenya, the latter of whom rode Vhagar, the illustrious Leviathan we finally meet in House of the Dragon. Known as the Queen of all Dragons, she is the largest still-living dragon at the prequel's onset, and has a war campaign resume worthy of King Arthur's court. Actually, watching her proves to be even more mesmerizing than it is intimidating, as she is more expressive than any of her cousins.
Dracarys! Dracarys!
When a dying Laena Velaryon begs her for a merciful end, the creature seems hesitant and conflicted, though ultimately obedient. However, she's not so obedient to Aemond when it comes to biting into Lucerys and his dragon. Number 2. Balerion the Black Dread.
Balerion the Dread. The beast that Aegon rode across the sea. Its flames forged the Iron Throne and brought the 7 kingdoms to heel.
The denizens of H.P. Lovecraft's fiction feared Cthulhu, and the people of George R.R. Martin's universe trembled at Balerion the Black Dread. He was the oldest, largest, and most invincible of all the flame-breathing titans. The Dread was ridden by Aegon the Conqueror, and headed the campaign of Targaryen invaders whose living weapons could melt stone castles.
What was it like flying the Black Dread? You were Valerian's lost rider.
Only for a short time, before he died.
Living for an estimated 200 years, he's a rarity among dragons in that he died of old age. We're lucky we've never met this behemoth, whose massive skull still haunts the tombs of the Red Keep like his menacing memory.
Valerian was the last living creature to have seen old Valyria before the Doom. Its greatness and its flaws.
He is the bar by which all dragons after him have been measured, and he's beaten on our list by only one. Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Drogon.
Dracarys.
When Game of Thrones tantalized fans with the possibility of dragons, Drogon was the first. The black-plated leader of Dany's children, Drogon's namesake is the Dothraki Khal Drogo, whose expiration broke the Targaryens' heart. Believed by some to be Balerion's reincarnation, Drogon treated viewers to some outstanding moments.
Dracarys.
We've known him from his first Dracarys to his rescuing Dany from the fighting pits, from his liberation of Meereen to burning the Iron Throne. Though his fate remains unknown, nobody mourned Daenerys' death more than Drogon, and the sorrowful image of him flying off is unlikely to be forgotten by fans. Drogon was the epitome of a Game of Thrones dragon, and the newcomers will have to soar high to beat him.